curious aroma. Interesting blend.
Interesting bullshit. That's the bomb right there.
Tomorrow, I put my husband in the ground, and I got Franklin to thank for that.
I need $500,000. What's it for? The price of freedom.
Walk away from this.
I can't.
It's only gonna get worse. All of it is Franklin's fault.
Ain't no one going.
What's going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Nam's YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another TV show review. And we got Snowfall, the final season, episodes 4 through 7 review. My bad, man, I ain't been able to upload. I had a strike, but not only that, my bad for not being consistent with the Snowfall reviews. Just had a lot going on outside of work and kids. Your boy just been busy, but we are back, and I promise you, I'm going to be up to date with my Snowfall reviews, man. It's a lot going on, man. But obviously, everything with Franklin, everything with the war that was pretty much going on between him, Louis, his uncle. Outside of that, the situation with Kane, it all boils down to your girl, Louis. I'm not even about to sit here and play with y'all, man. 4 through 7. Episodes 4 through 7. Before we even gotta talk about it, everything leads back to Louis. Outside of everybody making their choices to engage in the drug game, as far as all of the, I need to be noticed, I need to be seen. Like, nigga, what? That's what this is about? So it ain't even about the money. It ain't even about being wealthy or rich. You want to be seen. You want to be heard. You want people to know that you are a drug dealer, that you the queen pin. Like, you ain't making this shit up. Like, this is almost like before social media. Like, if Louis was in 2023, she'll be the nigga on Instagram saying, yeah, I'm out here on it. I got the drugs, I got the Uzis, I got the clientele. You know, like some of these new age individuals will do, jump online and pretty much incriminate themselves. That sounds like Louis. Like, the fact that she was never satisfied. Never. Think about the situation with old girl at the club that she pretty much killed. The situation where she left Jerome talking about, I don't feel like this and the third, I'm gonna go with the girl, and then when that situation didn't work out, ran right back to Jerome. What about going all the way to first season, bro? The situation where Jerome telling her, like, I'm good, I ain't gonna jump into the crack game, I'm good selling this little weed or whatever, we good, we don't gotta do all of that. Her pleading with Jerome, this and the third, and before she even got to that point, she went behind Jerome back and took Franklin back to old girl at the club and pretty much moved to work. It all boils down to Louis. But if you want to talk about more recent, the situation with Kane, this nigga is in denial. She was literally sitting in Kane's warehouse tied up talking about Franklin put me here. Like, nigga, what? Last season, they had squashed the beef with Kane. Everything was good with Kane. They was working together, Louis. You sent your crackhead cop to still go try to kill Kane. This is on you, Louis. This is all on you. The situation with Teddy. My boy Franklin, even though y'all went behind his back, my man said, I'm done. Fuck it. I'm going to take my money. I'm going to take my lady. We out. We good. We gone. No, Louis. Not you, Louis. You still mad at Franklin, and the fact that you went behind his back and did what you did, and the man was gonna leave, but damn, Teddy took $73 million from him, and you didn't even want to help him. You ain't even want to help him, and he was gonna let this shit slide as far as you going behind his back to his plug. And it's still Franklin's fault, though. Man, y'all killing me with this shit. Louis is the villain. Like, between her and Teddy, it's like Teddy and his whole political aspects, him thinking he doing what he doing for the United States of America or whatever. Fuck it. All right, whatever. Louis, though, Louis wants to be seen. She wants to be seen and known. And even in the midst of everything that's going on, Rest in peace to Uncle Jerome. Man, that scene, man. The warehouse scene. Once again, Snowfall season 5, it hurt a little bit. There was a lot of goofy shit going on, but this season has been terrific, man. The writing has been good, and the fact that I don't know what's coming. I didn't see Jerome get killed. I still don't know what's coming. I don't know where they going with this, but Louis, man, Louis. The situation with Teddy and the KGB, because now everybody pretty much knows what's up. Now everybody knows who is who, and the situation though, before we can even get to that, the demon himself, Franklin, boy, like, we haven't got our moment yet either. That's another thing. That's the only issue I probably have with this season, which we probably still gonna get. We haven't got our outburst speech from my boy Franklin. You know, where he don't even pause to take a breath. He just go in on somebody. He just keep going. We done had Sissy do her little thing. She done had a little speech to Franklin, but we haven't had Franklin yet. But the demon Franklin, man, you take $73 million from me, and the fact that, nigga, Teddy, more than likely you had some. No, not more than likely you had my father disappeared, bro. Cause Alton not dead. I'm gonna keep telling y'all, Alton is not dead. You gonna see it. Alton ain't dead, but Teddy, you, I don't even know where my daddy at, man. And I was gonna let that slide. I won't let that slide. But you gonna take my money? So what the hell did you think was coming next? I'm not gonna front, bro. I know Franklin was gonna demon time, but what he did to his pops, and the fact that we got to sit there and had that little engagement with his pops and his girl's moms or whatever, and like his pops didn't even seem like a bad guy at all. I mean, not at all, bro. Like I ain't gonna even front, man. I didn't feel bad for Teddy. I did feel bad for his pops though. I did, man. And damn, that shit made me look at Franklin. Like, look at the Easy E glasses this nigga got on. Like, Franklin was a whole different type of demon. And it wasn't just after that. It was the fact that my man sit down and had a whole conversation with Teddy, telling him, nigga, if you don't give me my money, I'm going to go bleed your baby mama and your child. We're going to get to the conversation between him and Louis, because a lot of y'all out here saying that he wants to intimidate Louis. He ain't intimidating shit. That's Franklin. We're going to talk about it, but Gustavo and Franklin, I'm not going to front, man. I was like, Gustavo, are you trying to set my boy up? Are you trying to record him and serve him over to the DEA? But after a couple situations and some run-ins, not only with the DEA and him dealing with the KGB approaching him, now, like the KGB, like the dude, Ruben, like my nigga Ruben, I'm pretty much got to the point where he breaking in niggas' house, eating a bowl of cereal, having a conversation with him. Like, that's where he at with it. But in the midst of all of this, Gustavo is pretty much letting, I mean, he's pretty much telling Franklin full on everything, which he hasn't even done with Teddy yet. And Teddy just knows the KGB thing. He don't know about the DEA situation. And now Gustavo's pretty much let Franklin know about the whole DEA situation and the KGB approaching him. Well, my boy Franklin was on 10-toe. He was ready to take Gustavo out. But I'm almost glad Gustavo told him, because up to this point, it does seem like Franklin, and it don't even seem like it. I mean, you still $73 million, you're not going to be right in the head. And bro just seemed like, outside of all the previous seasons, even when he got shot, he still seemed like he was on his game. Like, he was still up on everything. He was able to notice certain shit. You remember old girl that he was fucking with Man Boy and all of that? It took him a minute, but he figured it out. But he still had the shit going on between that, and trying to stop all this gang wars and trying to protect Leon, and then the situation with his uncle and Louis. But outside of that, this season, he's definitely feeling like he's just not there mentally. He's off the edge, and he don't feel like, it just feel like that he ain't in a place where he can see certain things coming like he has before, and it feeling like he's vulnerable. That's the thing. It just seems like he looks vulnerable at this point. All the way up until that moment that Gustavo tell him what he tells him. And from that point on, it does seem like he's kind of got back to that chill mode, and he getting to thinking now like he usually doing, coming up with some type of plot. I mean, he does have his moments in this episode, though, as far as episode 7, where it seemed like he has a panic attack or whatever, dealing with the situation with Jerome or whatever. I feel like that's where that is coming from a lot, too. But it might be also foreshadowing about a situation that he might be having a premonition about as far as with him. I'm not sure. But yeah, now it seems like maybe I feel a little bit better about Gustavo. Because I was like, my nigga, Franklin, he could have left you, bro. You remember last season and the whole thing, the situation with them getting lost in the Latin neighborhoods or whatever, in the Mexican neighborhood, and the gangs or whatever, trying to get them in that money or whatever. And he could have left Gustavo over there and he came back for him. Like, bro, don't looked out. Not only that, the fact that he saved your ass in the shootout and kept you alive while goddamn Teddy ran off. I'm just saying, bro. So I'm glad Gustavo actually came out and said that, but I'm still not too sure what Gustavo was going to do because bro got a lot going on. So it's going to be interesting to see how he tries to figure everything out as far as the situations he dealing with DEA, KGB, and Teddy. Franklin's girl, man. I mean, I heard everybody in their whole thing where you seen the situation with her and her mama, because after that whole thing with Teddy and his father, because he pretty much bleeds him out in front of his mama and his girl. After his mama pretty much done had a little like convo, done had a good old little day with him, pretty much build a little relationship with the man. Give or take, it's only a day, but still. But the way he did that was vicious. It was savage. So you had this whole situation where her mama pretty much telling old girl, like, man, we need to go. You need to get your exit strategy. Tell Franklin you want to go chill, the baby and this and the third, wait till he get the money and pretty much bail out on him. But she ends up telling her mama, like, no. And she break a lot of shit down, pretty much letting her know that Franklin been the one real winner for me. He ain't never left me. He doing this for me. So I'm looking at it. I'm still a little suspicious of her. I am. I don't know. I don't know yet. And I do feel like it's something coming. And I feel like Franklin could get to the point where he pretty much takes out Teddy, gets his money back, but she be the one that ends up taking him out or setting him up. I don't know. It's something else I feel like is going on with her. And I feel like even with the situation with her mama, that could be a play on itself with her. She could be trying to like throw Franklin off with that, and then end up reaching back out to her mama, or they can have this whole play going on together. I'm just saying they can have this whole plot going on, especially the way her mama seen them. But outside of that, Leon, the fact that, can we talk about Wanda, man? Can we talk about Wanda? The fact that Wanda, shout out to the performance too. Damn, I can't think of the actress name, but she on P Valley too. She doing her thing, man. And I heard they supposed to be doing a spinoff, which we're gonna talk about on Uncut Ish Talk. But can we please talk about Wanda, man, and the fact that she done came from this whole crackhead, this and the third, being reformed to the point now she sounds like the most logical person out of everybody in the show. Everybody. I mean, even Sissy at this point seems like she ain't even like that. She just like, man, I'm done with everything. Like, like Wanda though, the way, like, bruh, she ready to go back to Africa, and at this point she's saying like, yo, I'm about to just go on my own. Like, I'm out, and not necessarily back to Africa, but just getting out of the situation. So it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how this play out, being that everything she done came back from as far as being a crackhead and the position she's in now, but especially trying to look out for Leon, because bro just basically, Leon done went back into that position of saying like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do until I get to that point of feeling comfortable enough to hand somebody else over to this, because now I think he just looking at it like the shit can't be saved, like it ain't nothing I can do. And I'm just thinking like, bro, if you feel like that at this point, why don't you just go ahead and get your girl and go back to the motherland? Like, just go. And now I'm like, bro, Leon is definitely going to die. Oh, Leon is out here. If Leon don't die, he's going to go to prison. It's going to be one or the other. And I feel like that's just, you could just see it coming, man. Because you just wanted to just warn, and like she telling like, bro, let's go, please. Like, I just see it. Like, and then the situation with Jerome and everything, like, I could just see it, man. But outside of that, I forgot to mention, which like I said, I'm on the catch-up game. You know, Leon took back over the projects from Big Deal, whatever, pretty much having a whole Friday moment like Craig and Debo. But they had their moment, whatever. But, you know, he's pretty much back in that position. And at this point, he seems like he's trying to tell Wanda that he's just waiting to see who could be next up that he can hand the rings over to. But she ain't looking like she's wanting to wait, man. Like I said, speaking of Sissy, though, man, it just seems like she's done. Especially between the situation with her still trying to figure the situation out with Teddy, and what he did with Alton. And that's another thing, like, are they still having their meetings as far as Sissy and the Ruben? I ain't seen them talking a minute or whatever. Like, is she even still trying to deal with that situation? Because remember her and Franklin, the whole we gonna burn this thing down or whatever, it just seems like she not there no more. And give or take, it's like this doesn't happen. You know, Jerome gone now, so it's definitely gonna be interesting to see where it's gonna be her play now, because it just seems like she even done with Franklin at this moment. But yes, man. The cop too. That's another thing with Louis, boy. The crackhead cop, bro. I done talked about him, but the fact that Jerome was trying to call this nigga when Franklin pretty much, and that's another thing, Louis. Franklin saved you. You could be gone. It's supposed to be you in that coffin. It is supposed to be you. But it's the fact that he went back for you. And she was still running her mouth talking shit. But anyway, I'm trying to see what's going to be this whole play with her and the cop. I think she's going to end up killing the cop, though. I do. Because I think she know that he did try to reach out and he done got back on his crack. Well, he been still on it or whatever. But I do think she's going to end up killing him. It depends. Another situation, like I said, as far as that, is just Franklin. And everything he's done up to this point. Him and Kane, and him giving up that location as far as Louis. And at that point, though, I knew his whole mind frame was getting to Teddy and getting that money. It's still like that. But all the way up until that point, and yeah, Kane is dead after the shootout between him and Jerome. It's just going to be interesting to see where everybody going to go from here. But the conversation between Louis and Franklin, man, at Jerome's funeral, man. And shout out to Scully. I'm going to talk about Scully just a little bit. Because Scully done made a whole transformation, man. And I like that conversation between him and Louis. But he is definitely not the same guy we was introduced to, I think, in season 3, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, it's crazy to see what Scully done got to at this point. But yeah, I'm very interested because the conversation between Franklin and Louis, because Louis pretty much asking Franklin, why did he come back to save her? And Franklin like, I was raised by women, you know, supposed to protect our women. But of course it wasn't just that. You made a promise to me. Teddy. The demon, man, the demon. Like, nigga, once I sit there and actually thought about it, it was like, you know what? I need to save her. I mean, I do need that plug because his whole thing was Gustavo, and that was his way in. But I do think he was really wanting to save Louis. It was really about him trying to save Louis, not only for Louis, but for Jerome, too. And the whole situation with that, though, and her pretty much telling him after he says that, as far as her making that promise in the warehouse that she'll help him get Teddy, she pretty much calls him the devil. It's the expression, not the words from Franklin, it's the expression on his face. It's almost like this nigga was transforming into the nigga was about to be on my man like Clarence Williams from the Tales from the Hood. This ain't the Tyradome neither. Welcome to hell. I'm telling you. That nigga was turning into my man on Tales from the Hood at the end of this, bro. Because Louis says, you the devil. And my boy Franklin was standing up there like Rich Homie Quan. I know. I was like, man, we didn't even need a speech at that moment. Just him in that look, though, bro. Once again, shout out to Damian Elders and his performance, bro. He got to get an award. If y'all ain't seen Swarm yet either, y'all need to check that out. He and that, as far as the Amazon show Donald Glover did, a.k.a. Childish Bambino. If you watch Atlanta, you definitely need to check it out. But yeah, man, it's just definitely going to be interesting to see where my boy Franklin going to go from here. And Louis, her and Teddy do have a conversation because she don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Because Teddy, pretty much he's trying to see what's going on with the Rio, or he's trying to get her to do whatever. But when they do end up meeting up, Teddy's trying to get to Franklin. That's the whole thing. He's trying to get to Franklin because of the whole situation with Franklin taking out his pops. And as far as Louis, it does seem like she's giving out the impression that she's going to give Franklin up to Teddy. But I do think it's going to be a play for her as far as letting Franklin either have Teddy or her trying to set up Franklin and Teddy. I think it could either be that as far as her trying to take both of them out, especially with everything she's feeling right now and not taking any kind of accountability for her own actions. But anyway, man, it's definitely going to be interesting to see who this go because Franklin has a plan now. After the conversation between him and Gustavo pretty much telling him everything with the DEA and the whole thing with the KGB, because the whole thing with Gustavo is, nigga, they don't want you, they want Teddy. They want Teddy. So I feel like Franklin definitely has something in play, and once again, I like the unpredictability. I like the fact that everything don't seem predictable. My bad, I can't get my words out. But not saying Snowfall has ever been predictable, but I'm just saying you do not see what's coming, being that this is the final season, or how this is going to play out for our characters, especially our main guy, the demon himself, or the devil, I should say, Franklin. But yeah, man, y'all definitely let me know how y'all feeling. And my bad if I forgot about something, but this was episodes 4 through 7, and the majority of this was centered around, Louis and Franklin and Jerome and their situation, and of course Teddy and what he got going on with the KGB or whatever. But more so, it's the demon, man. It's Franklin, or like I said, the devil. So once again, it's going to be a lot going on. And as far as predictions leading into these final episodes, once again, I feel like Alton is alive, and we are going to find that out. But not only that, will we see Mel again? I think that'll be interesting, being that what Franklin did to her pops, because she make a play on him as far as his takedown, because Franklin don't have to die. He can end up going to prison. He can end up going down for certain things. It's got a lot of different things that could possibly end up happening besides him dying or whatever. But I do seeing that end up being the more than likely thing to happen. But y'all definitely let me know how y'all feel about this recent episode, and make sure y'all let me know. Damn, I can't get my head right. And the reason I wore this because Freddy Krueger is Franklin. That nigga's a nightmare in South Central right now. But definitely let me know how y'all feel about these last couple episodes, and definitely the most recent episode as far as episode 7. Outside of that, we will be up to date. I will be back next week with an up-to-date episode review. I'm trying to get my damn head back. And let me know, though, how we feeling about these last couple of episodes and this final season leading up into the final moment, and hopefully this final confrontation between Franklin and Teddy. Other than that, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new videos. Other than that, we out.